Hello, my dear English learner. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast. This is the podcast where we make English learning simple, useful, and fun. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel nervous when you try to speak English? Do you sometimes think in your own language first and then translate into English before speaking? Do you feel like you have the words in your mind, but they don't come out easily when you talk? If your answer is yes, then this episode is for you. Now imagine this situation. You are in a conversation with someone. You don't stop to think about grammar rules. You don't have to search for the right words. The right sentences just come out of your mouth naturally. You speak with no hesitation, no stress, just smooth and confident English. Sounds amazing, right? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can train your brain to make this happen. My name is Jason, and I am your host. I'm here to guide you and to help you become a confident English speaker. This podcast is part of our Today English podcast channel. Here, we help learners like you speak English step by step. We believe that learning English should feel natural and enjoyable, not stressful or confusing. And remember, you are not alone. We are building a community of English learners all over the world. We support each other, we share ideas, and we grow together. That's why your voice is important. If you feel stuck in your English learning, if you have questions or problems, we want to hear from you. What are your biggest struggles? What topics do you want us to talk about? Share your thoughts with us, and we will create episodes that answer your questions and give you real, practical advice. Because here at Today English Podcast, we don't just teach English, we solve problems. We give real solutions that you can use in daily life. And we help you stay motivated on your learning journey. Now, today's topic is one of the most important in English learning. How to train your brain to speak English automatically. But what does that mean, speaking automatically? It means speaking without overthinking. It means you don't get stuck or freeze in the middle of a conversation. It means the words flow easily, just like they do in your native language. And believe me, it is possible. In this episode, I will explain how your brain learns a language naturally. Why traditional methods like memorizing grammar rules often slow you down. Practical techniques you can use to train your brain to speak automatically. A simple daily plan to practice fluency, even if you don't have a speaking partner. And finally, how to overcome common problems like fear, hesitation, and not having enough vocabulary. By the end of this episode, you will have clear, step-by-step actions you can follow to improve your speaking. Whether you need English for work, for travel, or just for daily conversations, this method will help you speak more confidently and fluently. So, are you ready to unlock your English fluency? Stay with me, and let's get started. Why speaking English automatically is important. Let's think about this. You are having a conversation with an English speaker. You understand what they're saying. You know the words you want to use. But then, something happens. You pause. You hesitate. You try to translate in your head. And by the time you finally speak, the moment has already passed. The conversation has moved on. Does this sound familiar? This is one of the biggest problems English learners face. You may know hundreds, even thousands of English words. You may have studied grammar for years. But when it's time to speak, your brain freezes. You can't find the right words fast enough. That's why learning to speak automatically is so important. You often second-guess yourself when speaking English. You worry about making mistakes. You pause and think, what if I say it wrong? But what if I told you something different? What if I told you that you can train your brain to speak English automatically, just like you speak your native language? Let me give you a real-life example. Think about a small child learning their first language. Do they sit in a classroom memorizing long vocabulary lists? Do they study complicated grammar rules before speaking? Of course not. Instead, they listen. They repeat. They copy sounds and phrases. They hear the same words again and again until they become automatic. They don't translate in their head. They don't overthink. That's why children become fluent so naturally, without stress, without effort. Now let's compare this to how most adults learn English. Adults usually follow a very different method. They spend hours studying grammar. They memorize long lists of words. They practice writing exercises. But when it's time to speak, they struggle. Why? Because they haven't trained their brain to think and respond in English automatically. This is why brain training for automatic speaking is so important. Let's look at 3 big reasons. Reason 1. It helps you speak fluently without hesitation. Many people think fluency means speaking fast. But fluency is not about speed. Fluency means speaking smoothly, naturally, and without long pauses. When your brain is trained for automatic speaking, words come out easily. You don't have to stop and think about grammar or translations. Let's imagine a simple example. You're in a cafe. The waiter asks, "What would you like to drink?" If your brain is not trained for automatic speaking, you might think like this. First, translate the sentence into your native language. Then, decide what you want to say. Finally, try to put the words into correct English grammar. This process is too slow. By the time you answer, you might feel nervous or pressured. But if your brain is trained to think in English, your response will be quick and natural. You will instantly say, "I'd like a coffee, please." No hesitation. No stress. Reason 2. It builds your confidence. One of the biggest reasons people feel nervous when speaking English is the fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. Nobody becomes fluent without making mistakes first. The more you practice speaking automatically, the more confident you become. Think about driving a car. When you first learned to drive, it was stressful. You had to focus on everything: steering, braking, mirrors, signals. It felt complicated. But after a few months of practice, driving became natural. Now you can drive while talking to a friend or listening to music. You don't even think about every single action. Speaking English works the same way. At first, it feels difficult. But with practice, it becomes natural and automatic. Reason 3. It helps you think direct English. Have you ever noticed that when you translate from your native language to English, the sentence doesn't sound quite right? TLY in English. Have you ever noticed that when you translate from your native language to an? That's because every language has its own structure. Word order, grammar, and style are different. For example, in some languages the verb might come at the end of the sentence. If you translate word by word, your English will sound strange or incorrect. But when you train your brain to think directly in English, you don't need to translate anymore. You start building sentences in a way that sounds natural, just like a native speaker. That's why automatic speaking is so powerful. It makes you fluent, it gives you confidence, and it helps you think in English naturally. Reason 4. It saves you time in conversations. Imagine this. You're at work and your boss asks you a question in English. You don't have time to sit there and think about grammar rules. You can't pause and translate word by word in your head. You need to answer quickly. When your brain is trained for automatic speaking, your responses come fast. You don't waste time thinking. You don't waste time translating. You don't waste time worrying about mistakes. You just speak naturally. Think about people who work in customer service. They often deal with international customers every day. Do they have time to translate every single sentence in their heads? Of course not. They train their brains to think and respond in English instantly. That's why they can answer smoothly and quickly. Reason 5. It makes learning English more enjoyable. Let's be honest, sometimes studying English with heavy textbooks can feel boring. You look at grammar rules and long word lists, and it doesn't feel exciting. But when you start training your brain to speak automatically, learning becomes more fun. Instead of feeling frustrated, you start feeling motivated. You feel excited because you can actually use English in real conversations. Think about playing a sport. At the beginning, it's difficult. You make a lot of mistakes. You feel tired and maybe even want to give up. But the more you practice, the better you get. Soon, the game becomes fun. You enjoy it because you can play with confidence. The same thing happens with English. Speaking automatically is not about being perfect. It's about being comfortable. It's about being confident. It's about being natural. When you train your brain to respond in English without fear, without hesitation, the whole process becomes enjoyable. Now, in the next section, we're going to dive deeper. We'll look at how the brain learns a language naturally and why traditional methods don't always work. I'll also give you some powerful techniques to help you start speaking English automatically. So stay with me, and let's continue this journey together. How the brain learns a language. Understanding the brain. The human brain is one of the most powerful machines in the world. It controls everything we do, thinking, feeling, remembering, moving, and most importantly, speaking. Your brain is made of billions of tiny cells called neurons. These neurons connect together like a huge network of roads. They send electrical signals to each other, and that's how we learn, understand, and respond to the world around us. When it comes to learning, the brain works best with patterns and repetition. That's why practice is so important. The more we repeat something, the stronger the connections in our brain become. This is how we learn new skills like riding a bike, playing an instrument, or speaking a language. What is language? Language is a system of communication. It helps us share thoughts, emotions, and ideas with others. Every language has sounds, words, grammar, and meaning. But here's the most fascinating part. Our brains are naturally built to learn languages. If the brain is naturally designed to learn languages, why do adults struggle with English? The answer lies in the difference between how children learn and how adults try to learn. Children learn naturally through listening and repeating. Adults often focus too much on grammar rules, memorization, and translation. This creates a gap, a barrier that slows down fluency. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next, the difference between child learning and adult learning, and how you can use childlike methods to train your brain again. How the brain learns a language. The brain learns a language in a natural way, just like it learns other skills such as swimming, cycling, or playing an instrument. It's a step-by-step process. Let's break it down. Step 1. The brain learns through listening first. When babies are born, they don't start speaking right away. For the first 12 to 18 months, all they do is listen. They hear their parents talking. They listen to different sounds. They watch how people use words in different situations. They don't study grammar. They don't memorize vocabulary lists. They simply listen, again and again. Real-life example. Imagine a baby growing up in an English-speaking home. Every day the baby hears sentences like, "Do you want some milk? Come here, it's bedtime." At first, the baby can't say anything. But slowly, after months of listening, the baby starts to understand. Even before speaking, the baby responds. For example, when the mother says, "Come here, Zena," the baby crawls toward her. This is the first stage of language learning, listening and understanding. How does this apply to you? If you want to train your brain to speak English automatically, you need to listen to a lot of English first. The more you listen, the more your brain absorbs pronunciation, rhythm, and common sentence patterns. Your brain starts to notice these patterns naturally, just like a baby does. Step 2. The brain learns by repeating words and phrases. After listening for many months, babies start repeating what they hear. They don't begin with long sentences. They begin with single words like mama, dada, or bye-bye. Then they move on to short, simple phrases like want cookie, go park, more milk. These sentences are not always grammatically perfect, but that's okay. The brain is learning through practice and repetition. With time, their sentences become longer and more correct. Real-life example. Think about when you first learned to ride a bicycle. At the beginning, it was hard. You lost balance. You might have fallen many times. But after practicing again and again, your brain and body adjusted. Suddenly, you could ride without even thinking about it. The same thing happens with language. If you repeat a phrase many times, your brain remembers it. Later, when you need it in a conversation, the phrase comes out automatically. How does this apply to you? Don't just study individual words. Focus on phrases and sentences. Repeat them out loud every day. Use them in real situations, even if you're only talking to yourself. For example, practice saying, "Could you help me, please? I'll take a glass of water." That sounds great. The more you repeat, the more automatic it becomes. Step 3. The brain learns through meaning, not grammar rules. Think about how you learned your first language. Did your parents ever sit you down and say, "Now listen carefully, this is subject-verb agreement, and this is the past perfect tense"? Of course not. You learned by hearing words in context. For example, when a child hears, "I want an apple," they don't analyze the grammar. They don't think about sentence structure. They simply understand the meaning and then start using the phrase. Real-life example. Imagine someone says to you, "What's up?" You don't stop and think, "What is a question word? Is a verb? Up is a preposition." No, you simply know that "what's up" means "how are you?" You learned it through context, not grammar study. How does this apply to you? Instead of focusing too much on grammar rules, try to learn phrases in real-life situations. Watch English movies or TV shows. Listen to how people use sentences naturally. Pay attention to tone, body language, and context. That way, you connect the phrase directly to its meaning. This is how the brain naturally learns languages. 1. Listening a lot. 2. Repeating words and phrases. 3. Understanding meaning through context. This is the natural process you can follow to train your brain to speak English automatically. Try to understand English in English. One of the biggest steps you can take is this. Try to understand English in English. Don't always translate everything into your native language. Why? Because every time you translate, you slow down your brain. Translation creates a barrier between you and fluent speaking. Instead, train your brain to connect English words directly with meaning. For example, when you hear the word apple, don't think of the word in your native language first. Think of the picture of an apple. The sound, the taste, the red or green fruit in your hand. The less you translate, the more natural your English becomes. How to train your brain to learn faster. Now that we understand how the brain learns a language, let's talk about practical ways you can train your brain to think and speak in English automatically. Here are 5 powerful steps. 1. Surround yourself with English. The more English you hear, the faster your brain adapts. Listen to English podcasts like this one. Watch English TV shows or YouTube videos. Try turning subtitles off. Change your phone and social media language to English. Make English part of your daily environment so your brain sees it as normal. 2. Speak out loud every day. Even if you don't have a speaking partner, you can still practice. Talk to yourself in English. For example, I'm making coffee. It smells so good. I'm going to check my email now. Repeat phrases after native speakers. Copy the way they say it. The more you open your mouth and speak, the faster your brain gets used to producing English automatically. 3. Learn phrases, not just words. Words are useful, but phrases are what we actually use in conversations. For example, instead of only learning hungry, learn, I'm really hungry. Let's grab some food. Instead of only learning travel, learn, I love traveling to new places. Phrases give you ready-made sentences you can use immediately. 4. Use active listening. Don't just let English pass by your ears, engage with it. Repeat what you hear. Try shadowing, we'll talk more about this soon. Pause and guess what the speaker will say next. This makes listening a powerful exercise, not just passive background noise. 5. Don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are normal. In fact, every fluent speaker once made mistakes. The goal is communication, not perfection. Celebrate small wins. Every time you understand a new phrase, every time you say something new, you are improving. Your brain is built to learn languages. If you train it the right way, English will become natural, just like your first language. So follow these steps, practice consistently, and watch how quickly your fluency grows. Techniques to train your brain for automatic speaking. Now, let's go deeper. We know how the brain learns. We know why translation slows us down. Now let's focus on the techniques you can use every single day to train your brain for automatic speaking. These techniques are simple, effective, and easy to include in your daily routine. And remember, the secret is consistency. The more often you practice, the faster your brain will adapt. Technique 1. Listen and repeat, the shadowing technique. One of the fastest ways to train your brain to speak automatically is the shadowing method. What is it? It means listening to native speakers and repeating their words immediately, almost like an echo. How it works. Choose an English podcast, TV show, movie, or speech. Play a short sentence. Pause and repeat it exactly the same way. Focus on intonation, pronunciation, and rhythm. Keep practicing until you can match the speaker naturally. Why it works. Shadowing trains your brain and mouth to work together quickly. Instead of translating words in your head, you start reacting in English in real time, just like native speakers do. Example. Imagine you're listening to an interview. The interviewer asks, "What do you enjoy most about traveling?" The guest answers, "I love experiencing new cultures and meeting interesting people." With shadowing, you don't just listen. You pause and repeat. "I love experiencing new cultures and meeting interesting people." At first, it may feel strange or difficult. But over time, your brain will pick up common phrases, sentence structures, and pronunciation patterns. This will make your speaking smoother, faster, and more automatic. Strengths in your text. Clear, step-by-step guidance. Natural examples that make the advice easy to apply. Motivational tone that encourages practice without fear of mistakes. Improvements to consider. Tighter transitions. Right now, each step feels separate. You could add short linking sentences like, "Once you start thinking in English, the next step is to actively imitate and speak, so your brain connects thought with sound." More real-life mini examples. For speak every day even if you're alone, you could add. For example, when you're cooking, say out loud, "I'm chopping onions." I'm frying eggs. This simple practice keeps English alive in your daily routine. Encourage variety. Suggest mixing listening sources, songs, news, YouTube shorts, and speaking styles, formal, casual, storytelling. This makes training the brain feel less repetitive. And with a motivational punchline. Something like, the more you think, listen, and speak in English, the less it feels like studying. Soon, your brain will switch to English automatically, just like riding a bike without thinking about balance. Ways to practice speaking alone. Many learners believe they need a partner to practice English, but that's not true. You can improve a lot even when you are alone. The key is to use your daily life as your practice field. Here are some simple but powerful ways to do it. 1. Talk to yourself. Throughout the day, describe what you are doing, what you see, or what you are thinking. For example, say out loud, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting ready for work. I feel a little tired, but I'm excited for today. This trains your brain to use English naturally without waiting for a partner. 2. Read aloud. Choose an article, a short story, or even your favorite book. Read it out loud with expression, as if you are telling it to someone. This not only improves your pronunciation, but also helps you build confidence. 3. Record yourself. Pick a simple topic, like my favorite food, or a place I want to visit. Speak for 1 minute and record your voice. Then listen carefully. Do you sound clear? Did you miss any words? Over time, you will notice your progress. 4. Use speech-to-text apps. Technology can be your teacher. Try speaking into a speech-to-text app and check if the app understands you correctly. If it does, great. If not, adjust your pronunciation and try again. Why this works? Speaking uses different parts of your brain compared to just listening or reading. The more you speak, the stronger your brain gets, just like when you learn to ride a bike or drive a car. At first it feels strange, but with practice it becomes automatic. Active listening. Listening passively is not enough. If you only hear English in the background while you are distracted, your brain doesn't learn deeply. You need to listen actively. How to do it? When you hear a sentence, repeat it immediately. Try to guess what the speaker will say next. Answer questions in your mind, even if no one asks you directly. Example, you're watching a movie and a character says, I had a really tough day today. Before the next line, think, why was it tough? Maybe they had too much work. Maybe something bad happened. By engaging like this, you make listening a thinking activity. Why this works? Active listening forces your brain to stay alert. You process English faster and your speaking becomes more natural because your brain is used to reacting quickly. Reduce translation time. One of the biggest problems learners face is translating everything from their native language into English. This makes speaking slow. To become automatic, you need to reduce and eventually remove translation. How to do it? Learn definitions in English. For example, instead of translating dog into your native language, imagine it directly, a four-legged animal that barks. Use English-to-English dictionaries. Watch movies or YouTube videos with English subtitles, not your native language. Why this works? The less you translate, the faster your brain responds. Over time, your brain will skip the translation step and think directly in English. Speaking English is like building a muscle. Remember, speaking English automatically is not about being smart. It's about training. Just like a muscle grows when you exercise it, your brain grows stronger with daily practice. The more you use English, the easier it becomes. Don't worry about mistakes. Every mistake is proof that you are learning. Don't be afraid to speak. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. Daily practice plan for automatic speaking. Now, let's make a simple plan you can follow every day. Consistency is the secret to fluency. Just like going to the gym makes your body stronger, training your brain every day makes your English smoother and more automatic. Morning routine. Start your day with English. Your morning sets the tone for the whole day. If you start in English, your brain will stay in English mode longer. Wake up and think in English. Before you get out of bed, describe how you feel. For example, I feel refreshed today. I slept well. I'm ready to start my day. Talk about your plans. While brushing your teeth or making breakfast, think aloud. First, I'll eat breakfast. Then I'll go to work. After work, I'll call my friend. Listen to English while getting ready. Play a podcast, a short video, or even music in English. Let your brain wake up with English sounds. Daily practice plan for automatic speaking. To speak English automatically, you need to practice every single day. Think of it like exercise. Just like your body gets stronger when you go to the gym, your brain gets stronger when you train it with English. If you only study sometimes or without a plan, it's hard to improve. But if you follow a daily routine, step by step, your speaking will get faster, smoother, and more natural. Here's a simple daily plan for you. Morning routine. Start your day in English. Morning is the best time to train your brain. If you start your day with English, your brain stays in English mode for the rest of the day. 1. Wake up and think in English. Before getting out of bed, try to describe how you feel. Example, I feel good today. I slept well. Example, I'm a little tired, but I'm ready for the day. 2. Plan your day in English. Think or say your plans out loud. Example, today I will go to work, have a meeting, and later I'll watch a movie. This activates your English brain early. 3. Listen to something in English. Instead of scrolling on your phone, listen to a short English podcast, audiobook, or YouTube video. If it's too hard, use English subtitles, not your native language. Don't try to understand every single word. Focus on the main idea. 4. Speak out loud. Speaking in the morning gives you confidence for the whole day. Try mirror talk. Stand in front of a mirror and talk about your plans. Summarize what you listened to earlier. Practice simple phrases like, I'll have breakfast now. Then I'll take a shower. Speaking out loud wakes up your mouth muscles, making it easier to talk later. Midday practice. Keep English alive. Even if you're busy, you can keep practicing English during your day. You don't need extra time. You can use small free moments. 5. Think in English throughout the day. Whenever you're walking, waiting, or eating, try to describe things in English. Example, I'm making coffee. The water is boiling. I'll add sugar. Imagine small conversations. If someone asks about my job, what will I say? This trains your brain to respond quickly in English without translating. 6. Listen and shadow during breaks. During lunch or free time, watch a short video or listen to a podcast. Pause and repeat what the speaker says. Copy their speed, tone, and pronunciation. This is called shadowing, and it helps your brain get used to real English sounds. 7. Have short conversations. If possible, chat with a colleague, friend, or online partner in English. Talk about simple topics like, how was your weekend? Or did you see the news? Don't stress about grammar. Use common phrases and expressions. If no one is available, just talk to yourself. Pretend you're having a conversation. Even a few minutes of speaking practice every day makes a big difference. Evening routine. Deep practice. Evenings are perfect for focused English practice. This is when you can spend more time and improve your speaking skills in a structured way. 8. Storytelling practice. Telling stories helps you move from single words to full sentences. Start with simple stories about your day. Example: today I went to the supermarket. I bought vegetables. The cashier was friendly. Try to expand the story. Example: I walked into the supermarket. It was very busy. I saw a discount on fresh vegetables, so I bought tomatoes and carrots. The cashier smiled and said, "Have a great day." The more details you add, the more natural your English becomes. 9. Watch content actively. Watching TV shows, movies, or YouTube in English is great, but don't just watch passively. Make it active. Repeat sentences out loud. Copy the way characters talk. Predict what will happen next or what a character will say. This way, your brain doesn't just watch, it learns how English is really spoken. If you follow this routine every day, morning, midday, and evening, you will notice that English becomes easier, faster, and more automatic. Remember, mistakes are normal. Don't be afraid to speak. The goal is progress, not perfection. 9. End your day by reviewing and planning. Before you go to bed, take a few minutes to connect with English one last time. This is a very powerful habit because your brain continues to process information while you sleep. Ask yourself simple questions in English. What did I do today? How did I feel? What did I learn? You can also write a short summary of your day in a notebook or on your phone. For example, today I went to work. I had a meeting with my boss. In the evening, I watched a movie. I felt tired but happy. After that, plan your English practice for tomorrow. Think, what will I listen to? What topic will I talk about? Do I want to practice with a partner or by myself? This short review keeps English in your mind before sleep. Over time, it makes English a natural part of your daily routine. Weekend plan. Deep immersion. On weekends, you usually have more free time. This is the perfect opportunity to go deeper with English practice. 10. Have a full English-only day. Choose one day, Saturday or Sunday, where you challenge yourself to use only English. From morning until night, try to live your whole day in English. Here's how you can do it. Write your to-do list in English. Speak to yourself in English as you go through your day. Watch TV shows, YouTube, or movies only in English. Read articles, books, or blogs in English. If you need to search for something online, search in English. This full immersion pushes your brain into English mode. At first it may feel difficult, but with practice it becomes easier, and soon you'll notice that you start thinking in English without effort. 11. Join an online speaking group or find a partner. Practicing with real people is one of the fastest ways to improve. Speaking alone is useful, but when you interact with others, you experience real conversations. Here are some ways. Join a language exchange group online. Find a speaking partner on apps or forums. Participate in live Q&A sessions in English. Join a study group where everyone practices together. Start with simple topics like, how was your weekend? What's your favorite food? Did you watch the news today? The more you speak with others, the more confident you become. Real conversations help you apply everything you've learned, and that is the secret to fluency, the secret to success. If you follow this daily practice plan, your brain will slowly get used to speaking English automatically. You will stop hesitating, stop translating in your head, and stop being afraid of mistakes. Here are the key takeaways. Practice every day. Even 30 minutes is enough. Think in English. Don't translate from your native language. Speak out loud. Don't just read or listen silently. Use real-life English. Copy native speakers from movies, podcasts, and videos. Be patient. Fluency takes time. but with consistency, you will get there. Overcoming common problems in speaking English automatically. Learning to speak automatically is exciting, but like every journey, there are challenges. Many learners feel frustrated, lose confidence, or get stuck. But don't worry, every problem has a solution. 1. Fear of making mistakes. One of the biggest reasons people avoid speaking is because they're afraid of mistakes. They worry about grammar, pronunciation, or choosing the wrong words. This fear slows down progress because it makes learners stay silent. How to overcome it? Understand that mistakes are normal. Everyone makes them, even native speakers. Focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is to share your idea, not to speak like a grammar book. Practice in safe places, talk to yourself, record your voice, or join a friendly group where mistakes are accepted. Celebrate your progress. Notice the words and sentences you got right instead of only seeing the mistakes. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall many times, but they never stop trying. They don't think, "What if I fall again?" They just get up and try once more. Learning English is the same. You must keep going. 2. Translating instead of thinking in English. This is a very common problem. Many learners think in their own language first, then translate into English, and finally try to speak. This process makes speaking slow and unnatural. How to overcome it? Start small. Begin with very simple thoughts in English. For example, I am drinking coffee. The sun is shining. I am walking to school. By practicing small, simple sentences, your brain gets used to thinking directly in English. Use English-to-English dictionaries. Instead of looking for translations, try to understand the meaning of new words in English. For example, if you learn the word happy, read the definition, feeling good, pleased, or glad. This avoids the extra step of translation. Practice fast response exercises. Set a timer and describe an object or picture in English as quickly as possible. Don't worry about perfection, focus on speed. Surround yourself with English. The more you listen, read, and watch in English, the faster your brain will begin to think in English. Example: when you see a cat, don't think, "This is a cat." In my language, it's called pews. Instead, train yourself to think cat immediately. This small habit will make your speaking faster and more natural. 3. Struggling with pronunciation. Many learners worry about their pronunciation. They feel embarrassed if their words don't sound clear or correct. This fear often stops them from speaking. How to overcome it? Listen carefully to native speakers. Pay attention not only to the words, but also to their tone, stress, and rhythm. Practice shadowing. Listen to a sentence and immediately repeat it, trying to copy the speaker's voice, speed, and intonation as closely as possible. Break down difficult words. For example, if the word comfortable feels hard, break it into smaller parts, comfortably. Say it slowly, then faster until it becomes natural. Record yourself speaking. Compare your pronunciation with a native speaker's version. Notice the differences and keep practicing. Example: at first, the word comfortable may sound strange or too fast. But after breaking it down and repeating it many times, you will feel more confident, and soon the word will flow naturally from your mouth. 4. Lack of vocabulary. Sometimes learners pause too often because they can't find the right word. This makes conversations feel slow and frustrating. How to overcome it? Learn words in context, not alone. Instead of memorizing a word list, learn new words in full phrases or sentences. For example, instead of only learning delicious, learn the phrase, "This pizza is delicious." Use new words immediately. When you learn a word, try to use it in your daily life. For example, if you learn confusing, you might say, "This math problem is confusing." Read and listen every day. Regular exposure to new words helps your brain remember them naturally. Practice paraphrasing. If you forget a word, explain it with other words instead of stopping. For example, if you forget the word fridge, you can say, "the cold box where I keep my food." This keeps the conversation moving smoothly. 5. Speaking too slowly or hesitating. Many learners speak very slowly because they worry about grammar or vocabulary. This makes conversations feel unnatural and sometimes awkward. How to overcome it? Practice with a timer. Give yourself 30 seconds to describe something quickly. For example, describe your room in 30 seconds. This builds speed. Use simple sentences. It's better to say short, clear sentences like, "I went to the park." "I saw a dog," than to pause for a long time while trying to make one perfect, complex sentence. Talk about familiar topics. Speak about things you already know well, your family, hobbies, or daily routine. This makes you feel more confident and helps you speak faster. Repeat natural phrases. Listen to native speakers and copy the common phrases they use. The more you practice, the more automatic they become. Example: think about a fast food worker taking orders. They don't carefully plan every sentence. They repeat the same phrases naturally. "Can I take your order? Do you want fries with that?" With practice, you can also build automatic phrases that make your speaking smooth and natural. 6. Know one to practice with. Many learners don't have an English-speaking environment, so they struggle to practice speaking. But there are ways to overcome this problem. How to practice without a partner. Talk to yourself. Describe your actions during the day. For example, "I am making breakfast." "The coffee smells good." "I will go to work soon." Use voice recording apps. Record your voice. Listen to yourself and notice your improvement. Find online partners. Many apps connect learners so you can have text or voice conversations in English. Use AI chatbots. Some apps allow you to practice both writing and speaking in English. Example: if no one is around, stand in front of a mirror and say, "Hello. Today I went to work. It was a busy day. I met many people." Even this small practice trains your brain to think and speak in English automatically. 7. Losing motivation. Learning English takes time. Many learners feel frustrated or discouraged when they don't see quick results. How to stay motivated? Set small, achievable goals. Instead of saying, "I want to be fluent," set a goal like, "I will learn 5 new words today." Track your progress. Write down new words or phrases and review them regularly. Make learning fun. Watch English movies, play games, or read interesting stories. Remember your why. Think about why you are learning English: work, travel, personal growth, or connecting with people. Example: if you feel unmotivated, imagine your dream job, your favorite travel destination, or the people you want to talk to. This will remind you why learning English is important and keep you going. Key takeaways for overcoming common problems. Mistakes are normal. Don't fear them. Think directly in English. Avoid translating. Listen, repeat, and practice pronunciation daily. Learn words in sentences or phrases to remember them better. Speak quickly and naturally, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Find creative ways to practice, even when you are alone. Stay motivated by setting small goals and celebrating progress. With consistent effort and the right strategies, you can train your brain to speak English automatically, without hesitation, fear, or overthinking. Keep practicing, and you will see amazing results. blast off final tips and encouragement. Congratulations! You've come a long way on your journey to speaking English automatically. Learning a language is like planting a seed. It takes time, care, and patience to grow into something strong and beautiful. Remember these final tips. Consistency matters more than perfection. Don't worry about speaking perfectly. Focus on daily practice, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes. Treat mistakes as opportunities. Every error teaches you something new. Keep moving forward. Small, consistent steps will lead to big results over time. You are already on the right path. With the right mindset, daily effort, and persistence, fluency is within your reach. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and enjoy the journey. 1. Keep moving forward. Even if you feel like you're not improving, keep practicing every day. Improvement often happens slowly, and it may not be obvious at first. Example: think about professional athletes. They don't wait until they are perfect to start training. They train every day, improving little by little. Language learning works the same way. The more you practice, the more natural English becomes, and the better you get. 2. Surround yourself with English every day. To train your brain for automatic speaking, you need to make English a part of your daily life. The more you hear, see, and use English, the faster your brain will adapt. How to do it? Listen to English podcasts while walking, cooking, or doing chores. Watch English movies or TV shows with subtitles to help understanding. Change your phone and social media to English. Think in English throughout the day. Describe what you see, feel, and do. Example: imagine moving to an English-speaking country. You would hear English everywhere, and your brain would automatically adjust. You can create this same environment for yourself right where you are. 3. Find fun and creative ways to practice. Learning English shouldn't feel like hard work all the time. The more you enjoy it, the easier it becomes. Ideas for practice. Sing along to English songs to improve pronunciation and rhythm. Write a daily journal in English to express your thoughts. Play English-speaking games or use interactive language apps. Join online language groups and make friends who want to practice English. Example: a friend of mine improved his English by playing video games with English-speaking players. He had to communicate with them naturally, without even thinking about grammar, and his English improved quickly. 4. Don't compare yourself to others. Every learner has a different journey. Some learn quickly, while others take more time. That's completely normal. Focus on your own progress and celebrate your improvements, no matter how small. Example: if a baby compared themselves to an adult and thought, "I can't run like them, so I should stop learning to walk," it would be silly, right? You're growing and improving every day. Trust your own process. 5. Set clear goals and track your progress. Having clear goals gives you motivation and direction. Without goals, it's easy to feel lost or unmotivated. How to set goals? Short term, learn 10 new words per week. Long term, have a 10-minute conversation in English. Keep a record of your achievements so you can see how much you've improved. Example: one student thought they weren't improving. But when they listened to recordings from 3 months ago, they were amazed at how much better their English had become. Progress may be slow, but it is always happening. 6. Believe in yourself and stay motivated. The biggest difference between learners who succeed and those who give up is self-belief. How to stay motivated? Remind yourself why you are learning English. Celebrate small wins every day. Keep practicing even when it feels difficult. Believing in yourself will help you take consistent steps toward fluency. If you keep practicing, your brain will gradually start thinking and speaking in English automatically. Surround yourself with positivity and motivation. Learning English can be challenging at times, but instead of feeling discouraged, use these challenges as motivation to improve. Think about the possibilities. You can talk to international friends confidently. You can travel without language barriers. You can get better job opportunities. You could even live in an English-speaking country. Every small effort you make today builds a better future. Your future self will thank you for not giving up. Final words: you are capable of speaking English automatically. If you've read this far, it shows you are serious about improving your English, and that's amazing. Speaking English automatically is not impossible. It just takes the right techniques, daily consistent practice, a positive mindset. You don't need to be perfect. Just keep practicing. Your brain can learn English naturally. The more you surround yourself with English, listening, speaking, reading, and thinking in it, the faster you will improve. Believe in yourself, stay patient, and never give up. English is the key to a world full of opportunities. Keep practicing, keep growing, and soon you'll speak English effortlessly, just like a native speaker. Take action. Start practicing today. Speak out loud every day. Listen to English podcasts, videos, or audiobooks. Think in English instead of translating from your native language. Enjoy the process and celebrate small progress. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to fluency. Stay connected and keep learning. Learning is better when we share it together. Think about your biggest challenges in learning English. Share them in the comments or with a friend. Asking questions and discussing your difficulties helps you grow faster and may even inspire the topic of the next episode. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel to never miss an episode. Like the podcast if you found it helpful. Share it with friends who are also learning English. Encouragement to keep going. Your dedication to learning is inspiring. Remember, consistent practice, enjoying the process, and believing in yourself are the keys to success. Your journey to fluency is in your hands. The more you immerse yourself in English, the easier it becomes. So, don't stop now. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep improving. Speak English with confidence and enjoy the journey. Until next time, happy learning, and I'll see you in the next episode of Today English Podcast.